Let's keep going on the 1966 CB160 teardown. We're going to do the front wheel, front fender, front forks, triple tree, handlebars. We're getting after it in these next couple videos. Hey everybody, welcome back to Keep On Wrenching, where we're tearing down and restoring a 1966 CB160. Today we're focusing on the front end of the bike, and what are we waiting for? Let's get right into the action. All right, well, we can attack this in many different ways. We could get the fender out first, or we could take the wheel out first. I'm gonna actually take the wheel out first, and I'll show you why. I'm taking the wheel out first because these bolts holding the fender on are a pain to get out. You gotta fight all the spokes and all that. I want nothing to do with that. Let's just get the wheel off. To get the wheel off, the first thing you kind of want to focus on here is this main brake stay. This one, I believe it's a 14. And my memory served me correctly, and this one was barely on there. I actually could have just taken that one off with my fingertips. Note on this, here's the bolt holding the brake stay, and there's a little keeper right here to pay attention to. All right, don't lose this. Here's a closer look at that keeper, and you can totally tell this front wheel's been off before because the little lock tabs were not bent. In most cases, you're probably going to have to bend these little fins down to be able to turn the bolt. With the bolt out, you should be able to just kind of move that brake stay out of the way. Now we get to focus on this front axle bolt. You can see here that we do have a little locking pin in there. So get your needle nose out and bend these clips back out so you can remove the pin. Getting this thing straight enough to pull out can be kind of challenging, but once you get those things aligned, you should be able to just pull that pin right out. One thing to note before we get too far into this thing, make sure that you have a tire block in front. You definitely don't want this bike moving forward, because if this bike moves forward at all, it's going to come off that center stand and it's going to take a tumble. So make sure you have a wheel chock in and don't put any forward pressure on the bike while you're working on removing the front wheel. With that pin removed, you can go ahead and do just like we did on the rear wheel. Go ahead and slide in like a screwdriver into this side to hold the axle. While you hold it from the other end, you can go ahead and get your 21 millimeter and break that front axle loose. It should be torqued, so you might take a little bit of muscle to get it out, but go ahead and pull that out. And here's your castle nut. I think that's what it's called. I don't know. With the nut off, you can go ahead and grab a punch. In theory, you should be able to just drive this axle out. Mine's being a little bit stubborn, so I'm going to apply some penetrating oil and heat these connectors up on both sides. See if I can get this thing to wiggle a little. And that's all it really needed was just a little bit of heat. It's going to gently start tapping this. Now you can see that axle starting to pop out. She should drop here pretty quick. There we go. Pin's almost all the way out. All right, now once I pull this pin, this wheel is going to be free. The trick is to kind of hold the bike up a little bit and put backward pressure on it, because now you can see this wheel is ready to come out. It's completely loose. Just need to be really careful during this part. This is either going to be an epic win or an epic fail, but I'm going to go ahead and grab the bike, lift it up. I got backward pressure going on. There goes my wheel. Now we can set that right back down. Would have been nice to have a buddy catch that wheel, but it's going to be just fine. And there you go. Wheels out. Now the bike's looking kind of funny. And one thing to note, this little speedometer mechanism is going to fall off the back of the bike, or off the wheel. When you pull that off, there's two little slots right there and there. There's two little slots there and there. I'm going to leave it off for now, but just so you know, when you put it back together, whoops, make sure that you line up those slots and make sure that that is seated correctly. Otherwise, your speedometer is not going to work. I'm going to go ahead and bag and tag these parts. Front brake stay 2 hub. That's that one with that little keeper locker on it. That's an important one. Don't want to mix that up. For now, I'm good to get this off of the center stand. And let's just get this down. Just like that. Careful not to bend the fender. Now we can kind of tip this thing over and give us a lot better access to those fender bolts. There's really just these 2 bolts on each side. Surprisingly, my 1/2 inch fits on this better than my other metric options. I'm not sure what's up with that. What is 12? Let me know in the comments. Or what is 1/2 inch? 1/2 inch is the same as 12? 13, 14? Remember my dad told me about that years and years ago. Of course, I don't remember. Just like that, we got both those little nuts out. Let's go ahead and knock out the other side. We'll have to stand on our head a little bit to get these out. But no worries, they're nice and short. Should go pretty quick. One little detail worth noting, the one bolt that holds the brake stay, this one here, this one's a little bit bigger. It's a 14. I just pulled that brake stay bolt out, and it's at 14 with a washer on it. Remember the washer. Taking a look at these front fender bolts, I don't think these are stock. They actually look like they've been cut and ground separately, so I'm thinking that's the reason why they were 1/2 inch, so that this got re-tapped. That doesn't look professional to me. I'm going to go ahead and bag and tag these two. With all 4 of those out, you can pull your fender out and, let's see, remove this brake stay. There we go, right there. Fender's out, brake stay's out, good to go. This brake stay's seen better days. I'm going to go ahead and label it front brake stay, but I'm also going to label the hub side. They are different. There's like a rubber, is that rubber? No, it's just like a metal washer kind of welded to this. So I want to make sure that this goes on the fork end, and then this is going to be the hub side. Anything you can do to save yourself kind of some headaches or some confusion putting it back together, go ahead and do that stuff now. And I think that's our good spot to push the brake on this one. Video's getting a little bit long. Made some good progress. We got that front wheel out, and we got that front fender out. Next up, the forks and the triple tree. We'll tackle that in the next video. Hope you enjoyed this. If so, be sure to hit that thumbs up button. It really does help the channel. Don't forget to subscribe and go get yourself a free sticker at keeponwrenching.com. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video or live stream.